Why do you think you get, like, kind of shy to admit, like, oh, yeah, I'd rather have a husband. I want a husband. I feel like I'm young, and I feel like people don't think I know what I want because I am young.
Like, I know what I want. I just don't express it. That's why no one knows what I want. Because I don't fucking tell them. I sound desperate if I say, I want a husband.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I think that way. Like, I don't know why I can't say that out loud.
I know. I feel like when I say it out loud, I feel like, yeah, not that you sound desperate, but then I feel like I sound silly.
Yeah.
Like, almost like almost like a fairy tale. Like, oh, and you want to be a princess too? Like,
right? Yeah.
Yes, I do actually. Yeah,
you know, I want it all. I want the fairy tale. Because before I didn't want marriage. Like, I was like kind of like set on it. Like, oh, I want to get married. Like, you know, because I didn't want the thought of like, oh, I could possibly like get divorced. Like, I don't want to be divorced.
Yeah. But it's not that I don't want to get married. I don't want to get divorced.
But now I'm like kind of like open to it. Like, you know what? I think I do kind of want to get married.
People are
me hella nervous playing with my cat.
I feel like people are weird about like commitment like that. Like, oh no, I don't know if you're the one, because putting the label of like married and being together for the rest of your life, like that sounds so scary.
No,
but I feel like I'm that person that I'm like, oh, if I fuck with you, like till death do us.
No, exactly. Yeah,
that's also the end goal. So it's like if you don't see us like going
getting
further,
there.
Yeah, then like why are we talking?
What's the point?
I mean, it's but it's also good to like date and kind of figure out like what you want and what you don't want, and how you want somebody.
That's
to
how you
be
learn.
Stuff. Yeah.
But I feel like when you're first dating, I feel like it's important to like ask those questions, because I don't want to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you feel about like these certain topics? And if you don't feel the same way, like let's just end this. Like, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you do talk about those topics, like guys get like freaked out and they think like you want to marry them tomorrow.
Like, I just met you. Why are we talking about marriage? You know,
right? They get like scared. Like, oh shit, this bitch want to marry me? Like, I'm like, no,
I didn't say I wanted to marry you. I just want to see where your head's at.
Right?
You know, like
see if this could potentially work out. Like. Because if it's not, if we're not like on the same page about certain things, like what is the point to even talk?
Guys would rather hit it and be like, well, you got to test drive the car before you buy it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I want to like test drive your fucking mind,
right?
Fucking pervs. I'm actually happier with how this is turning out. I'm glad I fucked up.
So you need to make mistakes in life to better yourself. We always get deep about everything. Like,
I messed up my painting. You need to mess up.
It's about change.
To evolve. To be a better person. I don't know. Also, because I'm like, I have a kid and I'm grown. I don't want to like just date just to date.
Me, I'm over that.
Can I build a house with you or what? What's your credit score? Yeah?
That's always your first question, huh?
What's your credit score?
No, and the thing is, like, I know what I want, but when I meet somebody that's like kind of like showing me and giving me what I want, I'm like, I get scared. I'm like, oh shit. Like, I know,
like you see yourself self-sabotaging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. I've done it.
I think that's why I like fuck myself up though, you know.
But if the important part is that you realize it when you realize it, and that means like you're ready to grow from it when you analyze that you are self-sabotaging. Dating doesn't mean committing, because dating means you're getting to know people. So it's like, fuck it, why not get to know them? Like, déjate querer. And I feel like that was my problem, because like, no me sé dejar querer. Going back to like being vulnerable, like it's not easy for me to be vulnerable, and therefore it can like portray as like, oh, I don't give a fuck, you know? And no one wants to be with someone who just doesn't give a fuck. So I feel like I sometimes could come off like that. But I'm like, no, I really do. I just don't know how to deal with it, right? But I think because now I'm aware of it, like I try to see how I can grow from it. Because I don't want to self-sabotage myself into, like, not wanting a relationship. Because for a little bit, I feel like that's how I was. Like, oh, I don't think I'm ready to, like, be in a relationship. I'm not emotionally available. And I used to always tell myself that, like, oh, I'm not emotionally available if I can't even be vulnerable or, like, give somebody a chance. Or, like, you know how you say, God, give me a good man. And he gives you a good man. You're like, never mind.
Right. That's exactly what
and it makes absolutely no fucking sense. Like, girl, I thought you said you wanted this, you know? And I'm like, I did until I got it.
I have it.
Yeah. Now I don't know what to do with it.
That's why I feel like I'm being, like, more open to, like, certain things. Like, what I was talking about earlier about. Like, yeah, I'm just, like, being open to things because I need to, like, let myself.
If not now, then when? You
know?
Yeah. Like, if you don't allow yourself to, like, receive, then how are you going to be asking? Because when God gives you that blessing and you're not allowing to like yourself to receive, then you're just self-sabotaging, and you're gonna keep praying for the same thing, and it's gonna be a
fucking it up.
cycle. Yeah,
Exactly, a cycle. Done with that cycle.
I'm attempting. The important part is like I'm self-aware.
Right. I'm trying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all you can do. And you're right. Yeah, like you're aware of like how you are.
Mhm.
So now you know like how you can like proceed and like go from there. Like when you meet someone, like you know, kind of like how you are and how you can like go about it.
Yeah, and then I feel like obviously like it's also
Mm-hmm.
good because you like when you know that about yourself, you can communicate that with your person and then know if that's your person or not on how they receive it. Because personally for me, I need someone who's so like patient and gentle and like nurturing, kind. And I want someone who's loving. Like,
yeah,
when did that become socially like not okay?
I know. Who fucked it up?
I know. I think boys fucked it up because boys are taught not to like show emotion and stuff. So I feel like, well, bro, you like her? No, dog, I'm just playing her. You know, like that
Right.
became cool and stuff like that.
I feel like
I
it's
don't
more
know.
like now because I feel like back then, like even like when I was like younger and I would like see my sisters date, I feel like guys would like just like naturally like pursue you. Like if they wanted you, if they liked you, they would just like pursue you. They would come talk to you. They'd like do something, you know?
They're like, I'm still
And
waiting
now-
for him to show up on my doorstep.
No, yeah, I want that old school shit. Like, dude, fuck this social media. Like, someone replies to your story with a fucking emoji. Like, that's them like getting at you. Like,
Yeah, that's them spinning game.
dude, hell no.
I want to
That's some
authentically
lame
meet
shit.
somebody, you know, like, oh, I didn't mean to meet you, but I did, and I'm glad I did, and now, like, look at us painting pumpkins.
I know. For
With all
real.
kinds of
Yeah, that's what I
relationships,
was gonna
you
say, even
know?
friendships.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have thought, like, we would be doing this, like, our fucking podcast, or just, like, us,
I
like, being
know.
friends.
To be honest, yeah. It was a little out of my comfort zone because I like to, like, say, to hit on you, Anna. And be like, so do you want to come to a barber battle with me?
I know, right?
And you're like, sure. I'm like, okay.
Me hell excited, like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and then it just came about, like, everything between us came about so authentically that I feel like that's why I'm like, oh, okay, we're cool now. I think
Right.
we're cool. I mean, obviously, we still have things to learn about each other, and I feel like it's funny because maybe on social media we portray that we're hella close and stuff, and, like, the
Right.
other day I'm like, I don't think we're that close. Realistically, are we friends? We're not that close. And you're like,
You're like, oh, hella thrown back. Like,
oh,
wait.
we're not friends.
So we're not friends?
No, I
We don't got that label yet?
Conquistame.
No, I know.
Well, fucking talk about yourself so I can know you.
Fucking share something.
Friends are made out of shared trauma, and you don't share shit.
I know.
You just
No.
ask me about me.
No, and you know what? What happens? When I'm with my friends, there's times where I do want to say something. Like I literally want to like burst it out.
Like you practice in your head, should I just say it or not?
Yes.
Say it. Okay, no, fuck
Yeah,
that. I'm not
and
saying
I
it.
don't say it. Yeah, and that's happened so many times where I'm like, dude, I like want to say this. Like I want to share this. I need to share this.
Like,
but-
you know, it's healthy to share something with somebody, but then you're like, oh,
or I just want to express it. Like, oh, how I feel, but then I'm like, no. Someone in my head's like, bitch, shut the fuck up and hold it back.
They don't
Like,
give a fuck about
Yeah.
you. Don't say
Yeah.
shit. I know what was that thing that I told you that I was like, oh, okay, like not everybody knows this, but this, like I told you.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, should I tell her? Should I not? And like when you went inside the house, and I was like, should I not? Like, no, she doesn't need to know. Like, it is what it is. And then
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, what do I lose? It already happened, you know? So then I told you, and you're like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah. But it also made me feel like, oh, like, you know, you're not alone.
I'm glad you shared it because like I felt like related to like
Mm-hmm.
okay, like you know how it feels.
And that was like my intention when I shared it with you, because I was like, dude, well, I just hope you know, like, you're not alone. Like, people go through stuff, and I feel like not a lot of people talk about the bad things that they go through, you know? So when, like, I think that's what friendship comes about, because...
And I feel like that's another thing about like sharing is because I feel like they're not gonna understand. Like I'm like, what's the point of sharing? They're not gonna understand. But
For me, it's
sometimes-
like, yeah, like, they don't understand, and then they're like, they look at you like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, don't be sorry. Like, that's not my intention. Don't feel bad
yeah,
for me. Yeah.
exactly. I don't need like empathy or like for you to feel like pity on me or none of that. Like it's just like I need to like
get off
say
my
this out
chest.
loud.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel good when you say something that you feel like you need to say, and like I'm learning to like say it how it is, and I feel like that's part of me being my authentic self, is to like say what I mean, you know?
Say what? Because honestly, it does feel good. Like I feel like once you say it, because like whenever I told like my friends what happened, and then like I later like told you like how I actually felt,
Mm-hmm.
like it does feel good. Like, I feel like that's part of, like,
But it's not
the
easy
healing.
being vulnerable, you know? So, like, when you do get to say something and you say it out loud, you're like, fuck, there's no taking it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my fear comes from, like, saying something that is so close and personal to me to the wrong people. And then, like...
That's the thing, yeah. Like, oh, shit, now
Mhm.
they know that about me. No, I do feel like a little bit, though. Like,
Really?
it's getting to me, yeah. I feel like you need to drink more.
Oh, I probably should then. Oh, no.
Oh, no, drink more.
Oh, no. Okay.
I know.
I'm trying to see what else I can add.
No, it's looking good, actually. No, really,
It's a
it's like
surprise,
coming together. Yeah. Now y'all can't see until it's done.
It's a secret. You saw my little ghost?
Yeah,
I saw the potential.
That's why you need to believe in yourself.
I feel like it's so hard to be vulnerable, like, on camera. Like, that's weird. Like, these are conversations that me and you have, like, between me and you.
Right.
So to, like, put this on video and, like, knowing that, like, the more than one people is gonna, like,
right.
more than one people.
No, and the thing is, like, not is it only on camera they're gonna see it. I feel like it's awkward when you then see them in person. Like, if you just, like,
Yeah.
run into them, you're like, oh, shit, you saw my video, huh? You saw my vulnerability.
I'd rather be making porn.
Can't I even make eye contact with you? Like,
Like, do you feel a little shy when people are like, oh my god, I saw your...
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god.
yeah, I'm like, oh, really? No, like, I actually had someone tell me, like, oh, I see your videos, like, oh, I saw your video. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you watched.
Yeah, because you don't know who's watching. I feel like that
Yeah.
makes me nervous.
No, and another thing that, like, fucked up relationships for me, like, this was more, like, middle school, like, high school, is I always cared, like, about people's opinions. Like, about who I would date and stuff. Like,
family did that for me.
oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Like, you know, your family is, like, more critical. And I feel like there's people that I kind of like, but I was like, no, because what if I introduce them to my family? My family doesn't like them, you know?
I kind of still feel that way, like, with my family. Like,
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, before it was just, like, with everyone, like everyone's opinions.
Mhm.
But I feel like now, yeah, it's just, like, more like my family. Like, oh, I really like this guy, but can I introduce him to my family?
That's the thing. I'm like, can I introduce them to my family? How would my family, like,
react
see
to
him?
this.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I guess I literally have to learn not to give a fuck.
And that's the thing, yeah. Like, no matter what your family says, like, this is about you. Like, is this who you want? Like, is this who you liked? Like, are they a good person? Like,
Sometimes they're not always wrong, and that's what scares me. I'm like,
No.
yeah, maybe they saw something I didn't see, and it's happened too, where I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm almost embarrassed that they were right, you know? Your best physical feature, like, on a guy. Like, if he has, like, you're like, oof.
I would think his smile,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I don't really care about, like, body appearance. Like, you know, like, I don't want, like, abs. I don't care about you having abs.
I personally like a dad bod more.
Dude, me too. I love it.
I don't know why.
I
I'm
love
like,
a pancita.
I love a
Dude,
little
me
chubby.
too. I don't know what
I like broad. Like,
Yes.
I need you to be broad.
That's
and, like,
more attractive to me than,
big arms. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
big arms and a nice smile. I'm like, ooh.
You got me. And facial hair. Some type of facial hair going on.
Yeah, a beard is always nice, but I can live without it.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
But the arms, though, they gotta be strong.
No, yeah. They gotta have, like, muscle.
I need to feel like you can protect me, you know?
I go
Like,
back to, can you fight?
can you fight? I need to know you can, like, protect me from a bear or whatever.
Whatever obstacle comes in our way.
I don't want to feel like I have to protect you,
Oh,
you know?
hell no.
Fuck that. If I have to feel like I need to protect you because you're weak, like, I'm good off that shit.
Hell no, that's embarrassing.
Music.
Hella sexual, hella seductive.
Anna, what did you bring me back to this room for?
I know. It wasn't for no painting.